the PPL. 3-0 Cleveland Rose versus the 1-2 Bouffalant Bills. Our opponent today is Makati, Will, and his team. We had a talk before, and he made changes throughout his season, and he's like, yo, I'm like you, I like hyper offense, so this team fits him well. And I don't know much about him, other than the conversation we had, but I thought I had a pretty great matchup, especially with one mixed offensive Tapu Koko. He doesn't have a ground type, he didn't bring his Zygarde 10%, that was cool, but at the same time I'm like, Hitmonlee, well, I've Sableye, and blah 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 blah. I felt my best lead was Pelipper because barring, I guess, Nihilego, it has a pretty decent matchup, and then I can just switch out into my Ferrothorn, so that is the lead I decided to go with. Again, this is my first time ever playing Will, and we are still undefeated. We have a 1-game lead out of everybody, so hopefully we can keep it up. So, Pelipper, looking shiny, looking cool. He leads, unfortunately, with his Nihilego. I was wondering, is this thing Scarf maybe? He's expecting me to lead with my Tapu Koko. He leads with Scarf Nihilego. He Sludge Waves, kills me turn 1. That would suck because Tapu Koko is my super big lead. Super big win con. So I switch out into my Ferrothorn because even a Specs and Power Fire can't kill me. But he just straight up goes for the rocks. And I'm like, well, if I would have led with my Tapu Koko, I could have Wild Charged and killed this thing. That sucks. But this gives me a perfect reason to get my Stealth Rocks up. No problem at all. And here, I'm thinking, well, he's probably going to defog, so I'm going to get my Leech Seed up, and we'll be good. But instead, he gets up a Spike. And I'm like, well, that sucks, but I can always go into my Pelipper after I hit this Leech Seed, but I missed my Leech Seed. So I'm like, okay, well, he's getting Spikes up again. I'll just go for another Leech Seed, and then I'll switch into my Pelipper. So that's what I do. I get up my Leech Seed, and I'm like, alright, not bad. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose my Spikes because I'm going to go into my Pelipper, and I'm going to defog away his Spikes and my Stealth Rocks, and we'll be set. So here, I switch out, and I go into Pelipper. No big deal. No problem at all. Except for the fact that he's not getting up his 3rd layer of Spikes. Except for the fact that he's going for Whirlwind, and this is huge because had I gotten up that Leech Seed, I would have gone into Pelipper a turn earlier, and I could have defogged them away. But instead, I miss it, and now he is just going to Whirlwind me around. Now here, I expected him to expect me to not switch into my Pelipper, because I saw that he's going for Whirlwind. So I expected him to want to get up his 3rd layer of Spikes, and then start Whirlwinding me around. So here, I'm going to switch back into my Pelipper. I know oh, I just saw Whirlwind, but I thought he was going to go for his 3rd layer Spike, expecting me not to go into Pelipper. But instead, he goes for another Whirlwind. So now Pelipper comes in at 25%, which essentially means Pelipper's dead. Because I made negative speed nature on Pelipper, so it's slower than everything, including the Vaporeon, which is a potential speed tie. But here he Whirlwinded me out into my Kingdra, and I'm like, not looking good. Not looking good at all. Again, that Leech Seed miss, you might not say it's super important, but to me, had I hit the first Leech Seed, I could have switched then into Pelipper as he got up his layer of Spike, Whirlwind it, defogged it, and would have been in pretty good position, but instead, here I am. I go for the Ice Beam because I expected Shaman to come in, but instead he brings in his specially defensive Vaporeon, and here, this one took a while for him to make up his mind. I decided to go for Dragon Pulse just to gauge the damage, like what's he going to do here, because maybe he has Roar. Maybe his game plan was just to phase everything around. No, he Baton Pass, which is cool. And he goes into his Nihilego. And unfortunately, the rain stops. So I have to take whatever move he goes for. I know I can live it, even in Expert Belt, Dazzling Gleam. He goes for Power Gem, as I go for Surf. And unfortunately, I'm unable to kill the Nihilego. Had I had Hydro Pump, that would have killed. Had I been Life Orb, that would have killed. But no, I'm Mystic Water. And I don't have Hydro Pump. So I go into my Ferrothorn here. Expecting him to go for Power Gem again, knowing I can live this pretty well, but then I look at the damage and I'm like, yikes, that's big damage. Big damage. So, I decide here, oh, I know he's going to have Power Fire, he's going to expect me to switch out, but he just straight up goes for the Power Fire and kills my Ferrothorn. This is not looking good in the slightest. This is, in fact, far from good. And he gets his Beast Boost, and I see it's the special attack boost, which, based on his damage, I can tell he was probably modest. And I go into my Tapu Koko, which sucks. Sucks so much because of those fucking hazards. And I hit the Leech Seed, I could have defogged them, and life would have been good. Unfortunately, Dazzling Gleam didn't kill at this point, so I have to go for the Wild Charge. And there goes the Nihilego, which was... I really didn't expect it to come in the first place, but now that it came and it did whatever it did, it sucks. But here it brings the Shaman, which was the biggest problem in my team. Had he not had Shaman, now I'm expecting him to have the Cobra Berry, but he has Protect too, expecting me to go for my Z Brave Bird. But I'm just gonna go for Volt Switch because I know even with the Cobra Berry, I can't kill him. So I switch out. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to sack off my fucking Pelipper. But I do get the rain up, fortunately. I get the rain up. So, in comes Pelipper. And there goes Pelipper. So he goes for a cool Seed Flare. And kills me off. And, not the best situation. I go to my Kingdra here. Thinking I could live the hazards, but then realizing, no, I can't live the hazards. So that blows. That blows really, really bad. So, into my Meloetta. Now, Meloetta was sub-Calm Mind with Psyshock and Thunderbolt. I wish I would have subbed right there. That would have been the best play for me. But I just really wanted to get damage off on the Shaman. Really need to get damage, and unfortunately I don't get him below half. Which means no, I can't sub up. Which means that as soon as the fucking pincer comes in, I lose my Meloetta. So, I'm just gonna go for Thunderbolt, kill this thing off, because right now the game plan is to find a way to weaken the Shaman and have Tapu Koko clean up. It's not over yet, but I just need everything to go right for me right now. And unfortunately, I lose the electric terrain, and in comes his Pinsir. So this Pinsir, I know I can live any hit because of my investment. And I would need to hope that he doesn't have any investment. And, or maybe a para. Paralysis would be cool, and then have him fully parried on his quick attack, but here comes his frustration, and like I said, I can live any hit. And I go for a Thunderbolt, and do I get the kill? Come on, kill. No kill, not even close. And unfortunately, no para. So, here I was thinking, man, if I had that Kingdra, I could have switched out and stocked off the Kingdra. But no, I have to let my Meloetta go down, and I just have to hope Tapu Koko can pull this one out. But based on the Rocks damage, and based on the Stealth Rocks damage, and the fact that I have to go for Wild Charge to kill the Vaporeon, it's not looking good. So he goes for the Quick Attack, which just means I can no longer switch out. And I go for the Dazzling Gleam, in case he wanted to switch into his Shaman, and maybe he was playing for differential. I don't know. But now he brings in a Shaman. And you know what? I know he has Protect. He knows I know he has Protect. If he goes for Protect here, then he goes for Protect. So I was thinking maybe he wouldn't go for Protect, expecting me to expect his Protect, and not go for my Z move. But I don't. And I just go for the Z move. And this is hilarious. Because this is a Supersonic Sky Strike off of a base 120 Brave Bird. super effective against the Shaman. And look at that damage. That is laughable damage because it's protected, so 25%. Plus he has the Koba Berry, which means but I can go for the Brave Bird, and Brave Bird kills the Shaman, but no, he switches out into his Hitmonlee, and that blows. That blows. That sucked. Had I gone for Dazzling Gleam there, it would have killed the Hitmonlee, and I think I would have been in an alright position, but no. And now all I have left is my Sableye, my physically defensive Sableye, as he has a Shaman and his Vaporeon, so I'm thinking it's over. He's at what, 40%? I know a Nightshade doesn't kill, so I'm hoping he's gonna miss. He has to miss. I need him to miss some things. I'm not expecting him to go for... I'm expecting him to go just for a Seed Flare. And if he misses a Seed Flare, I need 2 Seed Flare misses. But he goes for Leech Seed, so I'm like, okay. I could have taunted him, but maybe I can get this down to a 1-0. All I need him to do now is to miss 2 Seed Flares. Miss 2 Seed Flares, and I can win the game. It's as simple as that. Because guess what? Spoiler alert, that Vaporeon doesn't have any attacking moves. None. It was like a curse baton pass set to go into his Hitmonlee. He goes for Seed Flare, and he connects. So we lose. It's the first loss of the season, and that's not fun. But depending on the differential of Kelly's game, the Cleveland Bros can still be in first place. And next week we go up against Colton. And I made a switch to my team, so if you want to know what that switch is,